Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Bill Peterson. Hey, I think I've been telling you that I took my truck cab in a while back, and I had the interior of it sandblasted and primed. And when I did, it it was great. I'm glad it was done, but it revealed some pinholes in the sheet metal and some of the repairs that I have made. So I'm going to have to spend some time over the next couple of days fixing those. I've gone ahead and circled some of them. These are all in places that I had patched that probably were just real thin when the guy showed up. And then there's a crack there that I never even noticed. And a few, remember I repaired in here. There's a couple down in the floor pan that was below the gas tank. Some of them are pretty substantial. So I'm gonna have to do some work in this that I wasn't planning on. But it is part of the process, I guess. So we're gonna do that, and I'll show you some of that as I go. But we'll just get the welder out. We'll go slow and see about getting those done. Okay, so to plug some of those sheet metal holes, I'm gonna use some sheet metal plugs and drill those holes out a little bit. It's gonna be pretty simple, but that's how I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna go from there. Okay, so like I said, I'm putting these plugs in the cab of this truck, right? So I got the holes drilled out, got them all cleaned up. I'm working on conforming them. Now, one thing that is important to note here is that this is purely cosmetic. I probably didn't even need to do this. I probably could have just filled them in with bolt heads and been good, because I am going to coat the underside of this with something else. But I wanted to show you how I'm doing it. And I put this little piece of, I got this old tin workers anvil, I think is what it is. And I just been holding them with a pair of pliers and bending them over on that at about the right thing, about the right angle to get that contour in the bottom of that pan. And I'm gonna do that with a few of those. And I'm gonna get them welded in, and then we're gonna move on from there. Okay, so that's what I did today. I don't have any idea how the pros do it, but this is how I did it. And that's how it came out. So I'm gonna brush those off, and I'm gonna prime it. The gas tank goes in here, and then the seat goes on that. The only person that will ever see that or be curious about it is the next person that restores this truck and does this all again. So I'm calling it a day with what I've done after I get that primed. There's one spot here I've got to figure out. That could be sort of structural, so I'm not too sure how I'm going to be able to fix that, or if I even need to. I'll maybe just cut the rust out and call it good. All right, I've decided to cut that piece out of there and replace it, the one that I said I wasn't going to be able to do. So I'm also going to do that. All right, so that is the patch I came up with. I had to cut enough out so I could get my grinder and everything in there. That's kind of a pain, but that's what I'm gonna put in. I'm gonna tack that in real quick. Then blow this out, and then call this a day. And then I'll jump in. I got a couple of holes in the back and in the firewall, so I'll do that some other time. Okay, so those are the holes that were in the bottom of that showed up after the sandblasting. So I fixed them. I wasn't gonna cut out that piece, but I decided to because it was the right thing to do. So I did. Those 2 holes I drilled out, there's no rust in them. I think I'm gonna prime them and I'm gonna put a grommet in there in each one. That seems like a lot less monkeying around than getting steel in there. And then I can flip this. The underside has been primed and I'm gonna put truck bed liner on it, on the underside of this cab. And that's what I did today, and I'm done. And it's a little bit different than what we've been doing. We'll move back to the steering wheel tomorrow after the primer dries. Give it a good night to dry. We'll get that done. Anyway, we'll see you in the comments. If you like what we're doing, share us with your friends, tell your friends about us, and give us a like on the channel. We'd really appreciate it. See you later.